Hello, welcome to Club Ed, for the first in the series of beginning guitar lessons. I'm Ed Vollmer, and this is being brought to you by the Palace Theater in Hamilton, New York, Arts for the Palace. We did a series of ukulele lessons not long ago, and now we're doing guitar. Heaven knows what's next. Maybe mandolin or banjo. Anyhow, we'll be covering some simple chords, how to switch those, how to tune your instrument, how to read guitar tab, some finger picking, all sorts of things. So hop on and let's get going. Okay, we'll be starting with some simple chords, the G, the C, and the D7. I'll be showing some diagrams throughout the lesson, also at the end of the lesson, so that you can do a screen capture and print them for your convenience. Okay, the way that we read those, the vertical lines, you'll see 6 vertical lines. The one to your left is the 6th string, the lowest string. The first string is the one furthest away from you, the highest sounding string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll see some horizontal lines bisecting those. Those stand for the frets. We place our finger on the string behind the fret to make it sound. So for instance, the G chord will show you putting a finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret. 6th string, 1, 2, 3. The numbers over the lines will show you which finger to use with your left hand. And we count those 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we don't count the thumb for guitar. So I'm going to start with my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. I will then place my 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. My 3rd finger will reach back and play the 1st string 3rd fret. You want to squeeze firmly, otherwise it'll squawk. Take some getting used to. It's going to make your fingertips a little tender until you start to develop some calluses. The C chord, I'm going to start with my 3rd finger on the 5th string 3rd fret. I will place my 2nd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and my 1st finger has to come down on the 2nd string, 1st fret, in between the 3rd and 1st strings open. And I'll strum 5 of the strings. The D7 will be the 4th string open. My 2nd finger will play the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. My 1st finger will play the 1st fret of the 2nd string. My 3rd finger will play the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And I'll strum just 4 strings. And then back to G. So the G, we'll strum all 6 strings. For the C, you'll strum 5. And the D7, you'll strum 4. Okay, switching those is tricky when you first start. It all becomes very easy very quickly. I'm going to start with my G chord. Okay, when I lift that, I'm going to take my 3rd finger, the one furthest away from me, bring my elbow into my side, and just rotate my wrist so that my 3rd finger will come and position itself over the 5th string 3rd fret. And then I'll lay down my 1st and 2nd fingers with a C. The C to the D7 is relatively easy. I'll lay my 1st finger down and place these like that. So there's the melody. So let's talk about how to read the guitar tabs. The guitar tabs will show 6 lines with numbers on the lines. The lines indicate the strings of the guitar. the lowest line represents the lowest sounding string, the sixth string. The highest line representing the first string, your highest sounding string. The numbers on the lines will indicate what fret of that string to play. For instance, if I see a 6 on the lowest line, okay, rather a 3, I'll play the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Okay, so we're starting this song out with a 4th string open, and then I'm going to go to the 3rd string open, the 3rd string 2nd fret, the 2nd string open twice. Generally speaking, for now, whatever fret you're playing, use that finger. In other words, if it's the 1st fret, use your 1st finger. If it's the 2nd fret, use your 2nd finger. If it's the 3rd fret, use your 3rd finger. That just makes it easier. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Later on, we'll be doing some more advanced things, just to tease you, something like this. Again, that's just to tease you. We're going to start now with playing the chords so you can sing along. We're going to start with the G chord. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. So what I'm doing here is called a bass strum. My thumb will play the lowest string of the chord, and then my first finger will just flick across the strings without moving anything too much. I'm just going to take my first finger and throw it out. You can see my arm is not moving a lot. If you use a pick, just grip a pick between your thumb and first finger and strum from your wrist. So, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. We're going to switch to C. You make me happy when the sky's back to G. And to a C chord. You, how much back to G. You, please don't G, D7 away. So that's the whole song. You're going to go through it much slower than that, obviously, while you're working on your switch. I recommend going like this to begin with. Now, once you're on any given chord, it's fairly easy just to strum it. It's the switches that will get you. So, as we discussed a few minutes ago, take these and just practice your switches. Your elbow is going to help you a lot, okay? Don't try and do everything from a static position. Be flexible and loose over here. This is a good thing to do just to loosen up before I actually start to play. It's just swing your elbow back and forth and see what that does to your fingers and wrists. That helps us to put our fingers down without having to move everything. So again, the G chord. I'm going to switch to a C. I'm going to lift my fingers, and I'm just going to move my elbow into the side and place my third finger down first. I'm not going to worry about the other strings yet because I'm playing that separately. That gives me a little bit of time to place my first and second fingers. Typically, when guitarists start, they feel that they have to have everything down in order to begin, and that's why the switches take so long. So again, I just want to reiterate, worry about what you want to hear first. You want to hear the basses first, so worry about the bass, then worry about the strum. C. Again, they're up in the air, but I've got plenty of time to place them. So again, your fingers are going to become tender until you get calluses. These strings are going to squawk. Your fingers will lean on the string behind it. These are the things that make the guitar, physically difficult when you first start. Once you get the hang of it, again, using your elbow to help rotate and get your fingers above the neck so that they're not leaning on the string behind it and that they can squeeze easily. Your fingers squeeze the best when they're up high and come down. In other words, if your hand is like this, spread out, it's very difficult to apply any leverage when you're in that position. Take my word for it. I've been playing guitar now for about 3 weeks, and I'm getting better. Just kidding. So there's my C chord. I'm going to switch back to G. I'm going to lift again and put my second finger down. My first finger will follow it. But I don't have to have my third finger down. Here's my C chord. Again, I've got just a little bit of time to get my third finger down. But your brain is not going to want to let you do that. So again, just go very slowly. When skies are gray, you'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. So you'll notice on the D7 we only played a bass drum twice on that. And again, you're playing a 4-string open on that, so play it immediately while you're playing your first, second, and third fingers down on your left hand. My sunshine away. If you'll notice, I can keep that third finger down from the G to the D7 and just slide it and pull 1 and 2 back. Same thing when I go back to G, I can leave it there while I'm moving my first and second finger over to the lower strings. Now your fingers are going to be hopping all over the place, okay? And we just want to train them to stay down so I don't have to move so much. See how my fingers are staying curved as I go along? This takes time. It's just, through training and repetitions that they'll begin to stay down. And then you can make it much easier to perform these. Okay, that's good for today. We'll be looking at some more songs next week. If anybody wants to leave ideas for suggestions, please do so. Have a great day and have fun. Bye. Okay, tuning the guitar. You'll need to tune your 6th string to a low E on the piano or an electronic device, or you can use an online tuner that you can Google. Okay, once you've done that, you'll depress the 5th fret of the 6th string. That will give you an A, and you'll tune your 5th string open to that by tightening or loosening the tuner keys. You do the same thing for the 4th string by pressing the 5th fret of the 5th string, which will give you a D to tune your 4th string open to. You do the same for the next set of strings. You'll play the 5th fret of the 4th string to give you a G to tune your 3rd string open to. Now the only one that's different is the 3rd string. You'll go to the 4th fret of the 3rd string, which will give you a B. You'll tune your 2nd string open to it. Back to the tune the 1st string, you'll play the 2nd string 5th fret, and that will give you an E to tune your 1st string open to. This takes some practice and it's frustrating, but you'll get better at it as time goes by. Now for reading music, if you already know how to read music, you can download a string chart for the guitar online and print it out.